The Biden administration is busy working right now to track down Chinese malware it believes has infected power, communications, and water systems that feed U.S. military bases around the world. That's according to the New York Times. One congressional official telling the paper that the malware is a, quote, ticking time bomb. The comments coming on the heels of a recently announced $345 million military aid package for Taiwan. NewsNation senior national security contributor, retired Air Force Lieutenant General Richard Newton joining us right now. General, good morning. If these reports are legit, whether it's retaliation over the U.S. defending Taiwan, this aid package, or not, does it signal that China is emboldened to target us?
I think so. And good morning, Adrienne. China has been labeled the #1 cyberspace adversary of the United States. And so there's really, it's new in the media in terms of, our awareness, as you reported so clearly this morning. But this has been an ongoing challenge. It certainly was even when I was on active duty several years or so ago. That China is growing in terms of their capability, not only in terms of land and sea and air, but also in cyberspace as well. And as you allude to, these intrusions, these hackings, if you will, that could even be focused on military installations that could have an impact on the power grid in and around the base, the communications and the water supply and so forth. So it's legit. It's also the sign of times in terms of their capabilities, their reach into the United States, as well as our allies and partners, throughout the world.
But when you say the sign of the times, obviously we've seen other nations, including Russia, instigate different cyber warfare. Is that a way to describe it? Cyber warfare versus just somebody or a nation that is targeting us, with some sort of terror or complication, or, what would you describe this as?
I would use your words. Those are perfect words. Cyber warfare. We are in, they have offensive capabilities, certainly that they want to go in and exploit, even down to installations. When I was commander at Minot Air Force Base up in North Dakota, we shared the local power grid, the water, and the communications capabilities. And as they infiltrate, as we've now determined, in around these installations in the United States, but also in other overseas installations. They're infiltrating our capabilities and our reliance on local services to provide us, as I mentioned, communications, electric, and water, and so forth. And so, yeah, it is. It's not just intrusions. I think it's a great term. It is cyber warfare that they're using, and they are, in this case, our #1 adversary in doing this, Adrienne.
China is also accusing the U.S. and Taiwan of aggravating the threat of war on the island. Was there a significant move outside of that cash and that military aid package that provoked Beijing?
Well, there's ongoing concern with China. They're modernizing their military. They're trying to reach beyond just the Asia-Pacific region, but around the world as well. That aid package that you referred to is actually a congressionally approved presidential drawdown authority. Buzzwords, I understand, but this is money that can be earmarked for Taiwan to the tune of about $345 million. That's really all defensive capabilities. It's ammunitions and defense systems and so forth that really will help Taiwan defend itself. It's not offensive in nature, it's defensive. And we're showing China that we are committed to shoring up the defenses of Taiwan, but also we're showing our allies, Japan and South Korea and Australia and others in the region, that the U.S. Is going to maintain its position and support its allies and friends in the region. My last point is the objective here is not to, as I mentioned, not to give Taiwan offensive capabilities, but make it that porcupine-like effect that would really deter and dissuade China from wanting to even think about invading Taiwan. It's to help them protect and defend their homeland.
Short question, need a short answer. Is the U.S. military to defend Taiwan at this point, especially with what we're doing to aid Ukraine?
We're stretched. Ukraine and Russia is certainly very much a focus on that. But the fact that if we would try to, we could do one major war, in my view, to do two in this case would be very difficult at this point.
Lieutenant General Richard Newton, thank you as always. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.